Solwezi-Chingola Road stretches 168 kilometers from the Copperbelt to northwestern province. The road is of great benefit to the region and the entire country in transportation of copper and other minerals as well as tourism. Special Assistant to the President on Project Implementation and Monitoring, Lucky Mlusa, revealed that the government has sourced 20 million kwacha for construction of township roads in Solwezi, which has been the cry of the residents. Mr. Mlusa said this when he inspected a crushed stone-based site at St. Dorothy with 20 kilometers already covered by the contractor Buildcon.
Well, I'm very impressed with the work so far. Given the time that they've spent on the project and the progress in terms of works that were expected to be done related to particular timelines, the performance on Lot 2 is very, very impressive. And I want to take this opportunity to assure the nation that the stalled projects as a result of slowed payments will soon be a thing of the past. In particular, in the road sector, the entire Solwezi-Chingola Road, Lot 1, 2, and 3, including the township roads, payments are being processed right now as we speak. And by next week, the contractors will receive their payments.
And Assistant Resident Engineer Sema Fenta explains the project length and some challenges.
Where we are now is we are working on the crushed stone base. It's 150 millimeters of thickness, which has been laid now using big machines, which we have seen behind of us. So far we have done it 2 kilometers from areas 90 to 92. And according to our plan and the progress is very interesting. And we are planning to finish this crushed stone base within these physical years, and we'll continue working also the asphalt later on. And our challenge is a constraint of the financial issues. So as long as with the financial issue is being solved, the construction will continue and will be progressed, and we're going to finish within this year.
Mr. Mlusa also inspected asphalt plant. Undoubtedly, construction of Solwezi-Chingola Road and township roads will enhance social and economic development in the province. Herbert Matoka reporting for Zanis in Solwezi.
The shortage of accommodation is one of the major challenges civil servants working in newly created districts are facing across the country. And in Sama district of Northern Province is no exceptional. Some government workers are forced to stay in dilapidated structures or grass-thatched houses due to lack of decent accommodation.
Officers are occupying at the moment are in a very bad state, and we are forced to share by 2 or 3 officers per house. They've I think come on board, they've assessed the houses, and I think we're also receiving support from the DC as well as the local PS and HQ.
The government is however alive to this challenge and has developed modalities to address the accommodation problem. Currently, in Sama district, the construction of staff houses has reached an advanced stage. This is why Assistant Human Resources Director in the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, Lois Mulube, recently visited in Sama to check on housing infrastructure for officers and her department.
There is shortage of accommodation, both private and government accommodation. If you've seen the private accommodation that is there, people are living in grass-thatched houses. We have seen the government is constructing new accommodation, but those are not yet ready. We have been assured that probably by the end of the year those houses would be ready for occupation. That way we would lobby to have our officers probably move into the new houses, and then we can source for funds to rehabilitate the existing houses.
The construction of new and modern housing for civil servants in Sama district will go a long way in motivating these workers to provide quality service to members of the public. George Mtonga, reporting for Zanis in Sama district, Northern Province.
From the time it was turned from a beer hall into a hospital, Kamchanga has been the only district hospital in Mfulira on the Copperbelt. Over the years, the hospital has grown and so has been the number of people coming to seek medical services. But with time, the hospital has also become dilapidated. But the picture is now different as government has refurbished the hospital.
Much of the works were not very much refurbished, so we thought of, as government, to refurbish it. Because initially there were no towers and the floors were very dirty. It was very much dilapidated. So with the funding from the government through the area MP, we sourced the funds and they did the rehabilitation.
Mufulira District Commissioner is proud that patients accessing medical services at Kamchanga District Hospital will be treated in a clean environment.
We are very happy as a district when we see the dilapidated infrastructure. We need to uplift the face of that infrastructure so that our patients, even when the patient is sick and is in the dirty environment, that patient cannot get well very soon.
Both hospital management and the patients are happy with the newly refurbished hospital.
The towels were put in, the air cons, the doors of the hospital, the toilet was rehabilitated. Even our maternity have been very supported. Right now we are working with new equipment in the maternity and it's very helpful. So a lot of things have been done at our hospital.
Na wa fintu ifingi file moneka wino na mwela ule pita fia kula tulelia file bafe wino fionse na po sana pa hospital mo hospital badi wa mi pancha panga malole chapele moneka mataozi mwali tulo mataozi utwa kale badi chinja fionse file moneka febwino.
It is important for health institutions to maintain high standard of cleanliness, for it is believed to shorten the recovery time of patients and also reduce the chances of diseases spreading from one patient to another. Tisa Nkoma, Zanis News in Mufulira.
Senior United Nations dignitaries high-level joint visit to Central Province, headed by the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Janet Rogan, toured a number of successful projects which were funded by the United Nations. Among the projects visited in the health sector were the reproduction, maternal, neonatal and child health at Luomba Clinic in Kapirimposhi District and the blood bank at Kabwe General Hospital. United Nations Resident Coordinator Janet Rogan said there are plans to equip and build medical storage facilities in rural health clinics across the country.
This is a big project. The solar panels will enable those facilities to stay cold, and because those are located very often by hospitals or other health centres, then we are looking to see how much benefit can also go to those centres as well as the storage places. So this will be a very big project, probably more than $40 million.
Provincial Medical Officer Dr. Rosemary Mwanza highlighted some of the achievements attained in the health sector with the help of the United Nations.
We've had improved community support from motivated groups. These are the SMARTs, the neighborhood health committees and the CBDs. And this has helped us to have an increase in the uptake of services. The pregnant women and the mothers are very much aware on the danger signs of pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancies are said to be on a rise in Kapirimposhi District. Esnat Mumbi is a nurse at Luomba Clinic and now gives her encounter.
And are they in marriage?
Most of them are actually in school.
They're mostly in school. Okay, and what do you think is the reason that is high teenage pregnancies?
Well, I think it could be because of the socio-economic status. Most of them are poor and having a market there. A lot of truck drivers that come from the nearest places from Tanzania, and most of them exchange money for sex, and they actually
Cooperating partners such as the United Nations and its agencies have provided the necessary support to provide good and quality health services. It now remains to the health practitioners to provide the required health services. Kruger Siankuru, reporting for Zanis in Kapirimposhi District.
The recently launched Decentralized Forest and Other Natural Resources Management Program in Muchinga Province has started bearing fruits. The Finnish-supported project is being implemented in 2 provinces, namely Muchinga and Northwestern, as a pilot project in 3 districts per province. A delegation from the Finnish embassy is in Shuangandu district to check on the progress of the project in Filamba and Pawa communities.
Being able to see very interesting things in relation to community forestry you are involved in, as well as very quickly some of the products of the village.
The chief technical advisor and also team leader of the Finnish delegation says he's happy and impressed with what they have seen.
To see how the works are going on in Muchinga, and every time I can see that more and more people are involved and more people are working together.
A national principal forest officer thanked the Finnish government for the support and encouraged the communities to continue being productive.
Also to encourage you to be proactive and to continue working very hard so that even after the project has phased out, you can continue to do what this project has brought.
The delegation also took time to visit Chief Mukwikile, Council Secretary and former Member of Parliament for Shuangandu constituents. Miriam Kumwenda, reporting for Zanis News in Shuangandu, Muchinga Province.
Aside its massive revenue contributions to the national treasury from the giant mines that dominate the province, Copperbelt is endowed with natural heritage sites that can help the region increase its revenue contributions to the treasury through tourist attraction if well harnessed. Lake Chilengwa in Masaiti district is one such a site with tourism potential that, if exploited, can contribute to the national coffers. The natural wonder is suitable for boat sailing, diving, among other activities. National heritage gives an insight on the lake.
It's one of the sunken lakes that we do have on the Copperbelt province. These lakes were formed due to the collapse of the earth. So we do have this one here, and it's about 30 meters from where we are standing up to where we can find the water. The depth is not known. There was a depth of something like 60 meters or so that was said to be there, but when we brought in professional divers, they had to go far beyond that. We are talking about investment. Probably those are the areas where we should focus our energies.
Tuambo Mziamba is Regional Tourism Development Coordinator.
We as tourism, the Ministry of Tourism, would want to promote it for domestic tourism and increase the number of visitors to these sites. Would also increase our revenue base as government. So I just want to encourage all the well-meaning Zambians to visit these sites. I'm sure they'll be able to do a number of activities here. And I think that's the direction that the ministry would want to take to promote domestic tourism through these local sites.
Copperbelt Permanent Secretary, who visited the site, shares his impression.
We need to look at the road infrastructure, the road that leads to this place. It's not only this place, but even in other places here on the Copperbelt and countrywide. After the road infrastructure, we need also to look at the infrastructure at this site.
Tourism is one of the sectors with comparative advantage which government has identified as it is labor intensive and can effectively be used to increase revenue collection and reduce unemployment, hence the need for more investment in the sector. Frank Chingambu, Zanis, Masaiti.